What's up, guys? Back here again with another quick video. Just kind of want to talk about this update that I did to the top Fin Fascinate. For those of you who have been, I guess, following me, this was pretty much one of the first all glass tanks that Top Fin and Petco had pretty much put out on their shelves, and I grabbed it and was really excited about it, and I've had it for probably over a year now. Let's see. I've had various types of fish in here, everything from bettas to I think I had cherry barbs. I think I had a gourami in here at one time. Um, I can't remember offhand. I'll have to go back and look at some of the other videos. But it is a 10-gallon tank, so I can't go crazy with the stocking. But really, the premise of this video is just to kind of talk about this new scape that I did. If you guys remember, I had a piece of driftwood in it that stuck up out of the top. I had some rocks. Actually, these rocks right here. I had those in the tank around the middle here. I've kept various different types of plants. Um, the most successful plants that I've kept were crypts. You can see that's what I have in here now. A lot of the crypts that are in here now were from the original scape. The problem I had with that original scape is the wood, which was either a piece of spider wood or maybe even manzanita wood. I'm not entirely sure. I got it from my local pet store. Excuse me. It was, I thought the perfect piece of wood for this tank. But over time, it started to kind of wither away and fall apart, and really start to, take a toll on the tank from a visual standpoint. The leaves and everything would turn brown. Um, I thought it was algae. I thought it would go away over time. But then as I was doing water changes, I would start to see all this brown kind of gunk and just kind of build up in the filter. And then as I started looking at the tank, I started seeing that the wood was just kind of wilting away. So I went picked up another piece of driftwood. I'm hoping that I do not have the same issue with this piece here. This piece I picked up again at my local pet store, and the first time I saw it, I said, "Hey, this will go great, excuse me, in that 10-gallon tank." So, not a lengthy video, but just kind of want to show you this new scape. I've rehoused all the crypts that you see down here at the bottom. I even got some larger ones that I'm using in the mid ground or the middle section of the tank. Still using my Cryptspiralis here in the back. These three pieces of Anubis right here that I've kind of put together to look like one giant piece of Anubias. I've had in this tank originally. I had to go through and pretty much clean off all the leaves. And again, like I said, I don't think it was algae, just because algae is not as easy to get off as what this brown substance was. This kind of decaying wood, um, which kind of leads me to something I heard on a video or someone else's YouTube channel one time, and it said something along the lines of, just because your tank looks dirty doesn't mean it really is. And I still kept on my water changes. I still I don't overfeed my fish. I still kept the two filters in here. Um, but just it got to be a sort of an eyesore, which I didn't really like. But just to those who are using um, you know natural products, plants, even live or active, substrate, things like that, would just know that over time, things can kind of start to deteriorate and wither away. Um, if you're okay with maybe somewhat of an eyesore, and your fish and plants are healthy, it's something that you can deal with, then don't change the things. There's a couple things I've even looked at. On a side note, I just want to pause that thought. Can anybody see the better right there? How cool is that? I didn't even know where the hell he was at, but he just kind of messed up my entire train of thought. But he does. He loves this little area right here, and he hangs out, and from time to time he just sticks his head out. How cool is that? All right. Anyway, what I was saying is, I've even seen a couple of things come into the hobby, or not really new, but things like the whole Blackwater setup, which allows for the use of tannins and different botanicals that really give your tank a kind of dark tea color look, which from what I heard is really really beneficial to fish because there's a lot of vitamins and nutrients in those tannins that help the fish out, and even promote breeding and things like that. So it can be an eyesore, but a lot of times you kind of have to think of what these fish, and I know these fish are all captive bred, but if you think about their natural habitat, the water's probably not this clear. The plants aren't probably this bright green. You know what I mean? They're probably growing at a really good rate just because the nutrients that are in the water that might make it look a little murky or dirty or probably promoting so much healthy plant growth. It's unbelievable. So something to keep in mind. I'm always an advocate of keeping up on your water changes. You guys know I run the 2 filters, but all in all, this was just kind of a brief introduction to this new layout for the top Fin Fascinate. I added 2 new rocks over here. Ideally I would love to have the same kind of rock in here, but at first glance, I don't hate the way it looks. Over time, I think I may take these ones out, maybe rehouse those, or do something where I have the same kind of rock in the tank. But all in all, I'm happy with it. I'm enjoying this piece of wood. So is my betta fish. As you guys can see, I don't know if you remember that these cherry barbs were essentially babies that I didn't even realize were in this tank until I did a huge water change, and I took a lot of the plants out and rehomed them, and came back the next week and saw these little baby fry, these little baby cherry barbs floating around. So as you can see, these guys are doing really really good. They've probably quadrupled in size. They're really active, and it's still are one of my favorite fish. I love cherry barbs, and all in all, they are doing really well. So any questions or comments, as always guys, leave them down below. I'll do my best to respond to any questions or any comments, and as always, I will talk to you guys down the road. Bye.